back to my playlist, teaching you how easy it is to learn about Black history and culture. In today's video, we're going to be looking at a very impactful man in the civil rights movement, Malcolm X. Malcolm X was a civil rights activist in the 1960s. When Malcolm was younger, his dad was killed allegedly by a white supremacist, part of the KKK. He was run over by a car. This caused his mother to go insane and get committed to a mental institute. Malcolm was sent to a foster home and then sent to an all-white school. While attending his school, Malcolm had said to his teacher he wanted to be a lawyer, but his teacher turned around to him and said that no white man would hire him, that a better job for him would be to become a carpenter because he was a N-word. So he used a racial slur to a child. Later on in Malcolm's life, he went to prison several times. He treated women quite badly and broke into people's homes. While Malcolm was in prison, he took a liking to Islam. He liked it because in Islam, in their holy book, they have a saying that God does not judge anyone by the colour of their skin. At the venue of Malcolm's death, normally there would be a high police presence, considering that it was a speech that had a lot of controversy around it. At the time, this was in the public's interest, so it was a very big, high-profile speech going on. So you would expect police to be there. The crime scene where Malcolm X was killed was cleaned up within 3 hours, and it was ready for a dance by 7 p.m. that evening. Nowadays, if a crime scene was to be created, it would take at least a few days before it would have been cleared of evidence. They believed that it was a cover-up done by the police department. When the police turned up to investigate the crime, they were described as if they were on a Sunday stroll. When investigating, 3 men were arrested and charged for Malcolm's death. However, one man who was arrested for Malcolm's death actually protested that there was at least 5 people involved in Malcolm's killing, and yet they had only arrested 1 person who actually had taken part. The other 2 parties were innocent. However, when he said this in court, the judge dismissed what he had said. So to this day, people are still unsure if Malcolm X's killers have actually been arrested. All the people involved in Malcolm X's death were actually black. However, the black community at that time felt very strongly that the black men who had killed Malcolm X were paid by the white men. Malcolm X is really important in the black community. He was a lot more direct in terms of who he blamed for the inequality of the races in the 60s. He paved the way for others to talk out about civil rights. He carried out the fight for equality and it inspires other people to do so as well. To this day, he still inspires people to speak out about racism and to encourage them to speak out when racism happens. He also inspires people to hold others accountable for what they have done when it comes to racism. And that is how easy it is to learn about Malcolm X. See you in the next one.